Spoiler alert, and there will be many spoiler alerts in this review.
Oh, hell no, Your Majesty.
So if you didn't get a chance to see the movie yet, go watch the movie.
I've just discovered that I may have a bastard son here in this land, conceived during my last visit.
But I just want to give my God's honest review of what I thought of Coming to America 2.
What?
That's the last surprise.
Hey, what's going on? This is DJ Philly's Famous, and I'm going to give my honest review of one of my favorite movies of all time, Coming to America.
Excuse me?
We're going to review Coming to America 2.
Oh, here we go.
Imani, always a pleasure.
There are quite a few movies that's considered black culture film. When I say black culture film, I'm talking about a black movie that has advanced the black culture. What am I talking about? I have no idea. But you understand what I'm talking about. If you understand what I'm talking about, then you understand what I'm talking about. There was high expectations for Coming to America 2. Now, I must tell you, I watched this movie 2.5 times. Shout out to Amazon. Shout out to Amazon Prime for streaming this movie for free. If you're an Amazon subscriber like I am, then you know Amazon be tripping sometimes. They make you pay for some movies, even though you're a subscriber. Unlike Netflix and other streaming services, where if you buy and pay a month, then you get to watch the movies. I seen the first one in theaters. I loved it. The first one was edgy. There were some questionable moments. They had some choice of words. They had some nudity.
Hey, whoa, that's too much, man. You stepped over the line. You're going to get out my chair.
Politically incorrect. Somebody need to whip your...
None of this in the second one. That edginess, that 90s edginess. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but certain movies from the 90s that weren't so politically correct, that really brought that raw comedy, was missing from this movie. So if this is what you're looking for, you're not going to like Coming to America 2. There's a distinct difference between Generation 1 and Generation 2. Even the preacher, he wasn't as sexist. Remember the first Coming to America, the preacher was very sexist. You know, there is a God somewhere. You know, he had all the women in there with bathing suits and little bikinis. He's like, turn around. And he said, Gilligan, you know, all that. Like, it was missing that edginess. And I was hoping to see the girls with them.
Say it again.
I know it was a talent show. It was like a pageant show. That's what it was. It was a black awareness pageant. But it would have been nice if he had like some girls behind him or something like that. But I understand why they didn't. We're in a new age. We're in a new generation, y'all. And this is the generation that says, oh no, we can't have things like that.
I'm so sorry you can no longer indiscriminately touch a woman's body at your every whim.
Oh, it's okay. I got it in when I was young.
Does this mean that I hated the movie? Absolutely not. I didn't hate Coming to America 2. I looked at this movie as strictly made by and made for this next generation. And as this generation movie, I thought it was very good. Comparing it to the first generation, it's not even on the same scale. The first time I watched this movie, it was like 2, 3 in the morning. I put it on and I fell asleep. One of the things that I didn't like, all the cameos. It's like the cameos were coming left and right. Then when I watched it again, then I watched it another time. One thing I did notice is that every cameo had a purpose. In some movies, they'll have cameos and you're like, well, what is that person doing in the movie? Like, what's their purpose? They just wanted to throw in a star. But this movie, every cameo had a purpose. So I appreciate that. I also appreciate the fact that they brought in a lot of the old characters for Coming to America 1, and seeing everybody that has aged was like crazy. Just seeing how old everybody got within the 30-year period from the first movie. Speaking of age, let's talk about the barbers. Now, the barbershop scene, one of my favorite scenes, those guys didn't age, except for the one guy that says, you know, that boy's good. You know, he got older. But come on, what about Eddie Murphy's character? And those guys shouldn't be alive. But you know what? I'm glad that they kept them alive. I'm glad they put them in the movie. Actually, that's really like a comedy right there, that the fact that they're still alive 30 years later and they still look like they're 130. Like, they always look old. The Queen's sister was not in the movie.
What's everybody yelling about?
The Queen's sister originally played by Allison Dean, the one that took the Queen's ex-boyfriend, Daryl, from Mr. Soul Glow himself. It would have been really nice to see her in this movie, just to see her, and even Daryl, even Soul Glow. It would have been really funny if he still had his Jerry curl and it was still dripping, and I missed that element, the whole drip. I missed that whole element in Coming to America 2. I wanted to see that. But sources say that Allison Dean, She has a lot of, I guess, problems with the cast members.
How come she always gets the good ones?
Wesley Snipes. Excellent job. He did an excellent job. I liked his role. I liked seeing him not so serious. You know, he played kind of like a comedic character. You don't get to see him in that vibe too much. Usually he's kind of serious. He's an action star. He's suave. The fact that he kind of embraced his comedic role as the rival against Akeem and his kingdom, I thought he did an excellent job in that character. As a grown man, I have a different comedic bone in my body. I chuckled throughout the movie, but I didn't have my big laugh until really the very end of the movie. We get a reprise from Mr. Randy Watson himself. Nothing's gonna beat Randy Watson's first performance. Nothing's gonna beat that. But this performance was good. It was funny. Just to see everybody's reaction. They actually love Randy Watson this time. So that was good. Randy Watson got the applause that he deserved finally in this movie. Sidebar, Randy Watson is the invention of dropping the mic. Yes, he is the inventor of dropping the mic and breaking DJs' mics all across America. Screw you, Randy Watson, because I'm a DJ and I have to go through that all the time. When people sing and they want to drop the mic. Before Coming to America 1, the mic drop was not done, at least on film or for the world to see. Now, I don't know if some random person did it in a performance on concert or whatever, but yes, Eddie Murphy is credited for inventing that. If I was to rate this movie from 1 being the lowest and 5 being the greatest, if I was to compare it to Coming to America 1, I would give this movie a 2.
What have you done to me?
Go on, son. Just kill her.
Coming to America 2. I would give it a 2. But if you're looking at it as a standalone movie, which I think they should have did it as a standalone movie, they could have named this movie Zamunda.
Just like the Kardashians.
Life in Zamunda. They could have made a whole new movie. And I think on that platform, I'd give it a 4. I give it a 4 because it has replay value. I wouldn't mind watching it again. Any movie that I can watch 2 or 3 or 4 times, I would put it up there. It's entertaining. It's a fun ride. It's pretty good. It flows nicely, you know. It didn't seem too long. It didn't seem too short. It seemed like a good movie, and I would watch it with more friends and people like that. So that's my honest take on it, y'all. Coming to America 2. Tell me what you thought about the movie. 1 to 5, what would you give it? What did you like about it? What did you hate about it? Compared to Coming to America 1, it doesn't hold up. But as a new movie for this generation, I think it's a good watch. That's my review, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. I might do some more reviews. I kind of like this. I like this.
I'm back.